Hello, everybody. Alrighty then. So, welcome. It's Friday night. That means it's that time of the week again to look back at this um, at comics history. I'm going to be finishing off our coverage of February 1940. I'm just going to wait a few minutes to give Shadowhawk a chance to because he said he might be able to make it, so I'm going to check to see. I'll wait to see comes in. But tonight, of course, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going ahead and we're going to be going ahead and we're going to be going ahead and going over comics went on sale in February 1940 from Street Smith, Shadow Comics 1 and 2. Technically, only 2 was on sale in February, but because I didn't realize they had started up the month before, we're going to read them. But I'm going to tell you guys a bit about the Shadow, Doc Savage, and Chester eats disgusting. Chester eats disgusting turtles. Yo. Are disgusting sandwiches. Awkward turtles make weird babies. All right. I don't know what's going on here. Hope you're not coming on to be disruptive, but anyways, oh boy. Anyways. Alrighty then. So why I'm going to take a moment. I got to do a couple things real quick here. But why I do that, I'll put some music on for you guys. When I come back, then we'll get kind of started. As I said, I'm just waiting on. Hey, good night, Spoon. Is Rick okay? Well, Rick, okay. Fridays. Usually, I have a shifting. He's off selling some comics. Good night, Spoon. So he's off selling some comics. So at a marketplace. So I guess he does that every second Friday of the month. So he doesn't do any show. I mean, he initially was going to be on here, but then he told me like, oh, I forgot that I usually do this the second Friday of the month. So just give me a sec. I'm kind of running a little behind here. So just give me a sec. I'm gonna put some music on while I take care of a couple more things. But when I come back, we'll get started. We're gonna be, as I said, we're gonna be looking over comics that went on sale from February 1940. I'm gonna put some music on, and then I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that, guys. Um, let's see. Um, Hail Lord Spoony. Um, Hi Elk, and then all right. How do you feel about in chat RPGs? All right. So, anyways, guys, sorry about that. As I said, kind of running a little behind here. Just sometimes you decide to kind of change up your routine a little bit, and you kind of get off track, and that's kind of what happened tonight. I got caught up playing a little bit of a more of a game a little longer than I intended. But anyways, but with that, and I guess Shadowhawk is not going to be joining me because after Rick had told me he wasn't going to be able to be in here tonight, I tried to get Shadowhawk in, but I guess he's not coming. So, or maybe he'll just show up later, for all we know. But with all that being said, of course, with that being said, though, let's get into what we're going to be talking about tonight. So tonight, finishing up February of 1940, and be looking at books that came out from Street and Smith. Well, technically, one came out in February, but the first one, of course, Shadow Comics number 1 came out actually in January 1940. So that part of it I should have done last month. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over some of the early publication history of Street Smith with Shadow Comics and all that. Then we will read from Shadow Comics 1 and 2, primarily from the Shadow, Doc Savage, and Street Smith's Iron Monroe. So, with all that being said, I guess it's a good time to go ahead and let's get into this. All right. So first off, we're going to look a little bit at Street Smith's history. We'll also take a look at the history of at least two of the characters we're going to do tonight. Shadow and Doc Savage. All right, so here we go. Founded 1865, defunct since 1959. All right, Street and Smith, or Street and Smith Publications Incorporated, was a New York City publisher specializing in newspaper or inexpensive paperbacks and magazines referred to as pulp fiction and dime novels. They also published comic books and sporting yearbooks. Among their many titles was the science fiction pulp magazine Astounding Stories, acquired from Clayton Magazines in 1933 and retained until 1961. Street Smith was founded in 1865 and was bought out in 1959. The Street Smith headquarters was 79 7th Avenue in Manhattan, It was designed by Harry F. Kilby. Now we're not going to get too much into detail. We're just focusing again on, of course, the comic section. Oh, let's see. All right, so Street and Smith published comic books from 1940 to 1949, so basically about 10 years. Their most notable titles being The Shadow, from the Pulp magazine line, Super Magician Comics, Super Snipe Comics, True Sport Picture Stories, Bill Barnes, Air Ace, Doc Savage Comics, also from the Pulp Fiction line. So some of the authors at the Horatio Alger, well, let's see, Lester Dent, Walter B. Gibson, I think, was the guy who was the one who created The Shadow. We have some other well-known names here: Rachel Alger, Isaac Asimov, L. Ron Hubbard, Jack London, Upton Sinclair, and the illustrators here, Anton Otto Fisher. But anyways, let's see. So, list of with that, let's see The Shadow here. All right, so let's see now. Old school revival, like Gary Gygax's Castle and Crusades. Sure, I'm making it up as we go along, so amaze me. All right, so anyways, The Shadow. The Shadow is a collection of serialized dramas originally. All right, so yeah, we basically I think everybody knows. So in story info, so publication information and print. Okay, yeah. So Walter B. Gibson. In story information, his most notable name was Lamont Cranston. Basically, his abilities included genius level intellect, peak mental and physical conditioning, master detective, skilled marksman and martial artist, master of disguise, master of stealth. So, those are at least the things that we let's see, character development, and then we'll get to the comics. So let's see. Character development here. Let's see. Background. Let's see. In print, the Shadow's real name is Kent Allard. And he was a famed aviator who fought for the French during World War I. He became known by his alias, the Black Eagle, according to The Shadow, 1933, although later stories revised his alias as Dark Eagle, beginning with The Shadow Unmasked, 1937. After the war, Allard finds a new challenge in waging war on criminals. Allard fakes his death in the South American jungles, then returns to the United States. Arriving in New York City, he adopts numerous identities to conceal his existence. Now, I think they're talking more about his pulp. So, one of these identities, indeed, is the best known is that of Lamont Cranston, a wealthy young man about town. In the pulp, Cranston. All right, so basically, let me just get down to. we just want to focus on the comics, because that's what we're okay. So to both cross promote the Shadow and attract a younger audience to their other pulp magazines, Street and Smith published 101 issues of the comic book Shadow Comics from Volume 1, Issue 1 to Volume 9, Issue 5. Now, when I understand they published 9 volumes, and, well, I'll read that here in a moment when we get to that point. But March 1940, that's the cover date, September 1949. A Shadow story led off each issue, with the remainder stories being strips based on other Street Smith pulp heroes. So now, with that, we're going to go ahead and look at Doc Savage real quick here. All right. You are standing in a chamber. Okay, so I guess. All right. So with that, and if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream, see if we get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated. Anyways, Doc Savage is a fictional character originally published in American pulp magazines during the 1930s and 40s. He was created by publisher Henry W. Ralston and editor John L. Nanovich at Street Smith Publications, with additional material contributed by series main writer Lester Dent. The heroic adventure character would go on to appear in other media, including radio, film, and comic books, with adventures reprinted for modern-day audiences in series of paperbacks into the 21st century. Doc Savage had remained a nostalgic icon in the U.S., referenced in novels and popular culture. In story information, his real name was Clark Savage Jr., the Man of Bronze. His abilities included genius-level intellect, peak physical and mental conditioning, skilled scientist, inventor, detective, athlete, and martial artist, photographic memory, and master of disguise. So let's see, comics, and again, we don't really need to go too much into. So comic books, the golden age here. Street Smith published comic book stories of Doc both in the Shadow comic and his own title. These started with Shadow Comics number 1 through 3, then moved to Doc Savage Comics. Originally, these stories were based on the pulp version, but with Doc Savage Comics number 5 in 1941, he was turned into a genuine superhero when he crashed in Tibet and found a mystical gem in a hood. These stories had Doc, who bore little resemblance to the character in the pulps. This lasted through the end of the Doc Savage comics in 1943, after 20 issues, and briefly with his return in Shadow Comics in Volume 3, number 10, January 1940. He would last until the final issue of Volume 9, number 5, 1948, though did not appear in every one. He also appeared in Super Snipe Comics, number 9, June 1943. All right, so that's his. So now there is one more I do need to get to. Let's see if we can Iron Monroe here. But yeah, the only information they have here is on DC's Iron Monroe. But But Street Smith here had an Iron Monroe as well. All right, so with that being said, let's see. Well, let me see. Oh, brother. Okay. Oh, with that, so with that, let's get ready to. I'm gonna get ready to move on to. Oh wait, what am I doing? That's not what. That's not exactly what you were looking for, Mike. As I said, we're gonna read features. We're gonna focus on in both books tonight will be the Shadow, um, Doc Savage, and Iron Monroe. So those are the three guys we're gonna focus in on tonight. Um, 28. I'm listening, Mike. All right. So, and since I guess Shadowhawk isn't going, since I don't have a co-host tonight, I am going to be going ahead and doing all this on my own here. Um, but with that, get into these. Let's get into these stories here. So here's of course Shadow Comics #1. All new comics. You have on the left there. You have Iron Monroe right there up top. You have Doc Savage, the blonde guy there. On the cover here, I guess that's supposed to be the Shadow, #1, 1940. Let's see. You also have, of course, Bill Barnes, Frank Merriweather, Big Prize Contest. All right. And they. All right. So they didn't. I guess they didn't include all the pages, but guess we will read what we can. I guess then, since they didn't include all the pages there. From the looks of it. Let's see. All right. You will drop those papers at my feet and put up your hands over your head, Shadow. Afraid you have me cornered. I'll do as you wish. Like this. Cornered by the sabotage agent, the Shadow suddenly opens fire. The agent is wounded. You have been, Shadow. I ask one favor, take my life. I do not want your life, my friend. I want to know the hiding place of your leader. If you don't take my life, I will be returned to my country and tortured into insanity. Do not fear, our country will protect you. Give me what I ask, and I guarantee your safety. I think you will be honest, Shadow. I help you. Good. We will go immediately to your headquarters. Commissioner, you can send the militia home. The Dirkrow munitions works will not be destroyed. The shadow knows. Click. What? How? Well, I'll. The foreign agent agrees to help the shadow break up the ring if he will be protected. They speed to the sabotage headquarters. Let's see now. 8. So, you see, we do not know each other by name, only by number. But you can identify each member. That's the important thing. The shadow and his prisoner pass the truckloads of soldiers being returned from Dirkrow. Only a few have been left behind, just in case. Yes, Governor. I know, but maybe the shadow is working on our side. We're doing everything. Uh, well, how can we catch him if we don't see him? Can the shadow keep his promise? Will these agents, trained for every emergency, fall prey to the shadow? Very well, Commissioner. Very well. Very well put, Commissioner. You can't catch a shadow. Now listen carefully. I am on your side. Have your men surround the Hotel Triton in 1 hour. I'll deliver the entire sabotage ring to you. The shadow quickly ascends the fire escape, hoping to surprise the sabotage ring. Over quartered on the 7th floor. Dirkrow munitions must be blown to bits by now. Turn on the radio to a news report. Um, it makes me laugh how surprised the shadow will be. Then he learns he is suspected of blowing up the world's largest munitions works. Am I permitted to join your little joke, or am I hearing things I shouldn't? The shadow! Yes. Hmm. Yes, the shadow. But Ducrow was not blown up, and you shall soon taste the shadow's revenge. We are to die. No, no, I'll give you anything. Please, please. What is the shadow's revenge? Death. See if you guys are catching on to what I'm reading here. Okay. Press your, okay. Again, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. That'd be appreciated. And also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. 14. All right. You are paralyzed, helpless, unable to move. I give you but one power, speech. What you intend to do with us, Shadow? You no doubt have a proposition for me, huh? Yes, all the money I have. My government will give you any sum. Name your price. Curse you, Shadow. You have double-crossed me. Open up! It's the police! Curse you, Shadow. You double-crossed me. Exactly. And now the commissioner shall complete the Shadow's revenge. Look! Look! They're all dead. Not quite, Commissioner. Handcuff them, and I'll release the spell. Oh, by the way, Weston, I wish you wouldn't believe all those stories you hear about the Shadow. I'm really a nice fellow. Ha 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 ha. The sabotage ring broken. The Shadow returns to his normal role. Lamont Cranston, man about town. Watch for next month's thrilling chapter in the Shadow comics. So, Grant, even though we only kind of got like half a story in there, that did seem pretty. That did seem like an interesting story for what we were able to get out of that. Yeah. So, anyways, moving on to Iron Monroe. Iron Monroe, the Astounding Man. In 2093 AD, an expedition sent out in a spaceship to colonize Ganymede, one of the moons of Jupiter, passed too close to the giant Jupiter and was trapped. No spaceship then known to man could battle away from Jupiter's gravity. Perforce, they settled on the inhospitable world, laboring to maintain life under 2.5 times the weight they had known on Earth. A child, later to be known as Iron Monroe, was born and grew there, accustomed from infancy to the terrible drag of Jupiter's gravity. For more than a quarter of a century, the colony was marooned. Iron Monroe never saw a star, nor the earth his parents had told him of. But he knew that someday he would see that mother world. So, wow, this guy kind of a reverse Superman almost. Or kind of another variation of Superman, obviously, where he goes to a planet that's not his own, and due to the effects of the planet, he develops quite differently than from what he would have normally done on his own planet. That's quite a tale, isn't it? And again, for those in the chat and stuff like that, if you guys can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and I will try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying this stuff as I'm reading it. I know tonight I'm the only one here, so Let's see. What's your favorite Juki Duke disc? I don't have one. Don't even know what Juki Duke is. Let's see. Will Berserk get a proper anime adaptation? I would imagine that the anime adaptations that are out, at least the original one, it was the proper anime adaptation. The one from '97, I think, was the proper one, but I could be wrong. So I don't know what exactly you mean by proper anime adaptation, though, considering that there have been a couple already. So anyways, 37 minutes in, so let's continue on with the Iron Monroe story here. Face the truth. Our supplies are running low. We must get a ship through to Earth. But no ship ever made can carry fuel enough to escape Jupiter. And you want our stored electricity will freeze. It's 120 degrees below beyond the dome. I need that electricity for building up anti-gravity, not fuel. Give me the chance. I'll bring back help from Earth. Can your son do it? His models worked, and his new momentum drive, yes, my son can do it. Reluctantly, the colonists agreed, half frozen as their meager electrical power, generated by the howling constant winds of Jupiter, is drained to fill the power coils of the Agre. Finally, the tiny ship is ready. So imagine being stranded on Jupiter, living there for a good portion of your life, and then trying to get back to Earth. That does sound like quite an adventure to be had. It is difficult for us to hear you. Are you all right? Storm winds over 1,000 miles an hour, but I'm rising. Goodbye. Free of the thick atmosphere, at last, a tiny ship darts sunward toward Earth, hundreds of millions of miles away. Iron Monroe, raised under eternal clouds, sees the firmament for the first time. Stars! Lord, they never could tell me how wonderful this is. Finally, Iron Monroe lands his spaceship on an Earth-flying field. As he stands gazing rapidly around, three men run toward him. I'm here on Earth, the world I see for the first time. The men turn out to be airport guards. Seeing no license number on the strange ship, the guards become suspicious. Your ship is unregistered. Where's your passport? And what are you a citizen of? I'm a citizen of Jupiter, and I want to see John Carlyle, president of American Rocket. John Carlyle? Why, he has been dead for 5 years. His son is president now. You're under arrest. Take him, boys. Oh boy. I don't think that I'm going to guess that that's probably not going to go over too well. Because Iron Monroe has super muscles from Jupiter's great gravity, he easily disarms and knocks the three guards cold, moving 3 times as fast as a normal Earthman. Yeah, because he's used to moving around in stronger gravity, right? It's like most of us most I mean, if I think if all of us if we all had to move to Jupiter at this point, we'd probably be walking around like this, like this, because we couldn't stand because the gravity would just be too much for us. But he's used to being that gravity. It wouldn't be surprising to me if he had some great leaps that he could do too because of it. Um, hmm. The 1997 anime cut parts of the story. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Leve Saranka Al Alter. All right. Jupiter is a gas planet. It has no solid surface to stand on. First off, I don't know if they knew that back in 1939, 1940. Elk, you know, but you know, if let's just again, does anybody really know for sure? Because has anybody actually been to Jupiter and actually has tried to walk on Jupiter? You know, um, yeah, there's a possibility that maybe from satellite images, all we see is clouds, but as with many, as with a number of planets in the solar system, they're so covered by the cloud cover. Maybe we can't see the surface. Maybe it's just one big haze that you have to try to look through in order to. But we don't know because. Yeah, as a shadow knows. All right. All right. So, anyways, continuing on here. Um, let's see. Hmm. That was easy. They moved slow on Earth. Well, now to find Spencer Carlisle. Hmm. Hmm. So, what you well, the reason they move slow compared to you is because they have lighter they have lighter gravity compared to you. It is more of a wonder city than father ever described. But I'll need money here. Suddenly, a loudspeaker burst a warning to the police. Iron Monroe hears his own description. Several guards recognize and rush toward him. Powered by his Jupiter trained muscles, Iron Monroe leaps. Monroe reaches the city he is amazed at its structural beauty. All right, so we kind of read things a lot of order there, but that's all right. So, from ledge to ledge, the astounding man leaps until finally he lands on the street level in front of a pawn shop. Eluding his pursuers by dashing into the pawn shop, he pawns his watch for gold. Is this all I get for it? I'm losing money. All right, is this all I get for it? I'm losing money. Having obtained enough money for a bath, shave, and a new cloak, the astounding man heads for the administration building. Now I feel better. I must get to Carlisle. At the offices of American Rocket, Iron Monroe meets with another setback. Sorry, sir, you can't see President Carlisle. Where is his office? It is on the third floor. Well, why would you? Now there's a bit of a logical. If he can't really see him, then why is he telling him? I mean, you would think that the idea there is if he's saying, okay, well, where is his office? Maybe he's thinking about the idea of just going up, passing you by and going up. But let's just see for ourselves what this all comes to here. Oh, excuse me. Without another word, Iron Monroe walked out to the workyard, and then, before the startled eyes of the workers, Iron made a tremendous leap to a ledge high upon the side of the building. Another leap sent him to the sill of the president's window. So, with a couple of leaps, he was able to jump 3 floors. Wow, that's interesting. He did that in 2 leaps. That's quite a feat there. I'm Iron Monroe of Jupiter. The police and your secretaries made it tough for me to see you. I must speak with you. My father, Arn Monroe, knew your father, John Carlisle. The Ganymede colonists. I remember they landed on Jupiter instead as John Carlyle's son. They landed on Jupiter instead. As John Carlyle's son, I welcome you. Monroe tells his story. Carlyle agrees to help. Your story interests me. We will build the kind of ship you want, and I'll accompany you. Good. Then my trip to Earth was not in vain. After months of arduous labor, the giant spaceship is completed according to Iron Monroe's specifications. I've developed a new power source that is my new sun tapper. I guess maybe they were getting into solar energy even back here in 1939, 1940. Well, I guess technically this book went on sale in February 1940, so supposedly this is when it was supposed to have taken place. Thousands of Earthmen turn out to watch the The astounding man and Carlisle zoom out into space in the giant ship. After reaching outer space, a huge asteroid suddenly appears before them. Look, an asteroid, dead ahead. We can't escape it. Unable to avoid it, the ship crashes into the asteroid at the terrific speed of 40,000 miles per second. That's fast! Wow. I don't even know if that could be considered beyond the speed of light right there. By an amazing phenomenon, instead of being destroyed, their ship slips into a new space. I wonder if because of the fact they're going so fast, maybe they're ducking into what they call hyperspace or something like that. Maybe that could be at work here. Anyways, as we continue on here, we're alive. Do you know what happened, Iron? I'm not sure, but I think we're in a new universe. See that blue sun? It is different than the one in our solar system. Say, Iron, look, strange ships, and none too friendly looking. Those ships kind of look like hats. Those ships kind of look like hats right there. You know. Again, this is why you guys want to be paying attention to this stuff, because you might see some very interesting stuff in these stories. Give them a chance. Carlyle's fears were justified. The strange ships began attacking at once, but Iron Monroe was ready for them. Manning his sun tapper, he directed the powerful rays at the attackers one by one. Hostile ships dropped out of the battle until all were repulsed. There go the last of them. Yes, and our sun tapper batteries are dead. I hope we have time to recharge our power batteries from this new sun before they return. So he gets sent into another universe here. As Iron's ray reaches out for the new sun, he sees enemy battleships returning. Will his ray reach the sun in time? Suddenly, a tremendously large ship looms into view from another direction. Is this new ship friend or enemy? Read the next thrilling episode of Iron Monroe, the Astounding Man, in the next issue of Shadow Comics. All right. Maybe you guys are. All right, so now there's still one more story we'll try to get to. Then we'll move on to issue 2. Um, and we got at least those first 2 stories and got the intros and the first couple stories done within an hour. So I guess we're making some good time here. So, anyways, and guys, if you can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage, that'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. Let me try here to try to see if we can get some more people to check this out. All right, so with that, we did that. Just trying to see if we can. So with that, we're gonna move on to the next story now. Now that I've done a little more attempt at seeing if I can get some more people in from my end here. It's actually the Doc Savage. Doc Savage is a remarkable man. Not only is he a scientist, an expert in such fields as chemistry, electricity, geology, and kindred subjects, but he also possesses the strength of 10 ordinary men with tremendous forces of brain and brawn at his command. Doc Savage has made it his life work to aid the oppressed the world over. His face and body sunburned, a deep tan, he is known as the Man of Bronze. Da, 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 da. Deep in the heart of Africa, we find Doc Savage and his trusted assistant, Monk. The savages are being stirred um, up to revolt. Okay, that's probably not the best way because now people are liable to confuse. Okay, which savage are they talking about? The African savage, the native peoples, or they talking about Doc Savage and his people? So that might be a little confusing there. People aren't paying close enough attention. against the European government, which rules them. Von Geider, an agent for another foreign power, which wants control of the territory, um, is supplying the natives with rifles, knowing that the natives would be slaughtered by by the government troops if they revolted. Doc Savage goes to the jungle to find Von Geider and to make peace with the savages. At this moment, the natives are performing a war dance. Doc Savage digs down into his bag of tricks in order to be one jump ahead of the natives. Hmm. We can't carry all those rifles away, so we'll render them useless. Good idea, Doc. The two men creep stealthily toward the stacked rifles. Hmm. Not a sound. Not a sound. Our lives won't be worth a lead nickel if we're discovered. Right you are, Doc. The liquid explosive is one of Doc Savage's secret formulas. Hmm. This explosive chemical will solidify around the bullet. Yeah. The guys who shoot them will get fooled. Suddenly, they hear a low moan like that of a dying man. Hmm. Did you hear a noise in it back in the bush? Yeah, sounded like a moan. Investigating, they discover a white man stabbed to death. Hmm. A a white man. He's dead. Yes, yes. It looks like he tried to scrawl a message before he died. What does it say? Uh, no no Conning Coning Hughes in Afrikander. That means King's house. He probably meant the chief's hut. Let's see what we can find out there. The village is deserted. All the natives are attending the war dance to celebrate the arrival of the rifles. This must be the chief's hut. Yes, monk. Yes, monk. It's larger than the others. Inside the hut, they find a white girl, trussed and gagged. Hmm. It's a girl. Who are you? Hmm. I'm Doc Savage. This is my friend, Monk. We won't harm you. We are we are. What are you doing here? I'm Mary Fuller. My father was an ivory trader. We we overheard Von Geider's plan. He killed my father here in front of my eyes and took him away. It was terrible. Hmm. That must have been your father. We found. Are you sure he was dead when they took him away? I'm positive. Then how did he scrawl this message if he was dead? Something's funny about that. At that moment, von Geider appears in the doorway, gun in hand. Would you like that mystery clearing up, gentlemen? It was merely a trap for the great Doc Savage and his monkey-faced friend. Why, you lop-eared viper, I'll quiet you, baboon. Do as he says, Monk. Don't take any chances. After disarming Doc and Monk, von Geider binds them. Now you are all disarmed and tied securely. Just what do you intend doing with us? Let's see. A wicked sneer on his face, von Geider sets fire to the hut. I'll teach you that von Geider does not tolerate interference. This hut will be your funeral pyre. The dried grass of the hut ignites quickly. Soon, the roof is a mass of flames. Inside the burning hut, quick, Monk, rub your shoe against my belt buckle. Okay, Doc. But what's that going to do? The buckle proves to be a compressed sulfur compound. Another Doc Savage secret: when friction is applied, it ignites like the head of a match, and shoots out like a flame. Shoots out a flame like a blowtorch. That's a very interesting device, to say the least. With the torch-like flame, Doc burns through the ropes. I'll have you free in a moment, Monk. Then untie us quickly. As soon as they are all free, Doc Savage throws a liquid chemical on the flames. Hurry, Doc. The hut will crash in a minute. The chemical throws up a dense black smoke, which enables them to escape unseen. Von Geider returns to the savages and urges them to fight. Now is the time to march and destroy the government troops. But at that moment, Doc Savage appears. Stop! He's sending you to your doom. What? You're still alive? Shoot him down like a dog. Don't shoot. He gave you devil guns. No good. He no friend. Don't listen to him. Shoot! The savage pulls the trigger, and an astounding thing happens. The rifle explodes in his face. The liquid explosive, which Doc Savage and Monk poured into the barrels, does its work. In mortal fear, the natives drop the devil guns and flee. Enraged, Von Guyder aims his gun at Doc Savage. "So, you meddling fool! I'll kill you myself!" But Monk, watching from the edge of the clearing, hurls a rock with tremendous force, and it knocks Von Guyder's gun hand to one side, just as he pulls the trigger. Ow! The native chief, convinced of Von Guyder's treachery, hurls a spear at the murderous foreign agent. The spear finds its mark. The chief states his desire for peace. "Me, you, friend. Me, fight no more." Good, good. It will be better that way. The chief organizes a safari, escorts Doc, Monk, and the girl back to civilization. Later, at the seaport, a big city like London would be a better place for a girl like you. A friend of mine will give you a job. Thanks for everything, Doc Savage, and goodbye. Their mission completed, Doc Savage and his friend sail for home. That was an exciting adventure, Doc. Yes, but our work is not finished. We must continue to aid those who need our help. Thus ends another exciting episode in the career of Doc Savage, the man of bronze. Watch him put his brain and brawn against vicious characters of the underworld in the next issue of Shadow Comics. There we go. So we're done with the stuff we'll read from issue 1 there. Rick's here. Hey, Rick. I know. Hey, Rick. Hey, Rick. I guess you got done with your selling, with your selling of whatever you were selling at the place you were going to. And again, of course, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage, that'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. Yes, I did. All right. Well, anyway, so we're at hour 16, so we're making a good time here. So I'm gonna just just kind of flash through the rest of this issue, and then move on to issue 2. That's a Frank Merriwell at college. College football was a big thing back in the 30s and 40s. Terry Cashin. I was originally thinking of reading this story until I saw that it was a one shot. That's why we're not reading it. Oh, look at that. He's trying to strangle the guy. Nick Carter. Some interesting stuff here. Some nice artwork here, I think, anyways. Diamond Dick. Like a Western, I guess. Bob Burton and the Ranch Mystery by Horatio Alger. How did the art fair go? Made one sale of a Snowdrift comic. A job, Rick, get them hooked and they will get the series. I examine, okay. Mark the Match Boy by Horatio Alger Jr. Bill Barnes. All right, so here's the Shadow and his agents. Reading clockwise from the Shadow, they are Mo Schwarnitz, cab driver, Clyde Burke, star newspaper reporter, Jericho Drake, giant Negro. Let's see. Cliff Marstand, disguised as gangster. Burbank, the Shadow's contact man. Harry Vincent, chief aide, the Shadow, and Hawkeye. Expert spotter, the Shadow's expert, and Hawkeye, the Shadow, scourge of the underworld, weird creature of the night, whose chilling laugh is the bane of criminals world over. The exploits of this amazing crime fighter and his agents appear in each issue of Shadow Comics at all newsstands, 10 cents the copy. Alrighty then, so there we go with that. So now we're going to get right into issue 2. I said, we're going to do both 2 issues tonight. Yeah, this sale was to a girl about 8 or 10. Her mom set up a booth next to mine. The girl talked to me a lot of the night. Oh, that's cool. All right, so here we go. Let's get into issue 2 here. So, of course, on the inset there, you got Doc Savage, Iron Monroe, Nick Carter, Bill Barnes, Frank Merriman, and there's a shadow on the cover. 50 prize-winning 4-foot wingspan model airplanes free. New thrilling, The Avenger, Chilled Steel Man deals justice. Number 2, 1940, 10 cents. And as was the case with some of these, that you had some game, Norgil the Magician's Magic Square. Some game pieces here. Let's see. We have received the greatest compliment. Victor Jory as the Shadow on the radio and the movies. The movies have made pictures of both the Shadow and Nick Carter. They're being shown now at your neighborhood theater. In addition to this, the Shadow is on a coast-to-coast radio network. No other comic book is so complimented. And shortly, we'll announce another bit of news, just as startling. Okay, The Shadow, a Columbia film, features Victor Jory, first time in serials, Vita Ann Borg, Roger Moore, and Robert Fisk. The Shadow is now showing at your neighborhood theater. Nick Carter, the MGM picture, featured Walter Pidgeon, Rita Johnson, Donald Meek, and Addison Richards. This is now showing at your local neighborhood theaters. All right, so here we go. The Shadow. These reports worry me, Commissioner. That is why I asked our friend Lamont Cranston to bring you here. Tonight, my partner, Four, is bringing gems here to show to buyers. We need protection and want you to provide your East Inspector, Joe Cardona. Sorry, Inspector. Cardona is already detailed to meet an armored truck bringing $1 million to the sub-treasury. We are routing it by ferry to throw crooks off the trail. I wonder if this could be kind of a setup here. Show me through the other offices. Wendrew, show me through the other offices, Wendrew. This is the top floor of the building. Protection will be easy. Right this way. Alone, Lamont Cranston, the Shadow, makes his own preparations in case of crime when the buyers meet with Wendrew and Four. Having learned of the $1 million cash shipment coming by ferry from New Jersey, the Shadow sets out hoping to prevent a major crime. through the Holland tube to the Hoboken ferry. Slip, hurry. No trouble so far, Inspector Cardona. But suddenly, tear gas! I've got the hall. Let's scram. Look, the shadow. Bang, bang. We should have got those lugs. Yeah. We're lucky the shadow didn't get us. Anyway, the dough is ours. Newark Airport. Hurry it. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, Mr. Four. They are expecting you. Hello, Four. These are the buyers who want to see the gems. Wait, Wendrew. Let's hear the news report. $1 million stolen from armored van. And the police think we're looking over gems. Let's count the cash. The cops don't let anyone disturb us. And here it is. Even the shadow couldn't stop this grab. Crooks have forgotten the one way that their lair can be reached by air. But the shadow knows. Yes. And I had a feeling something was up here with this. I don't know if this is partly was just maybe a distraction, caused to kind of cover their tracks or whatever, and trying to have the police protect this so-called gem exchange. Anyways. And the police baffled. And the police are baffled. But not the shadow. He knows. The shadow is cut in. Maybe he's here. From amid that confused group of criminals, someone supplies a flashlight beam, revealing a sure target for the gun of murderous men. The shadow outside the window. Start shooting quick! As guns riddle the shape against the window shade, a hand presses a light switch, bringing full illumination to the room. A painted profile outside of the shade. The shadow must have been here before. He must be. A chilling laugh of interruption makes the whole group turn. They learn who used the flashlight. They're shooting inside, Inspector. We're chopping through. With a skillful twist of the table, the Shadow transfers the stolen cash from crooks to police and gains a spiked shield that blocks off attackers. Get Wendrew. He's heading for the roof. James Wendrew, master of the robbery ring, is ready for his lone pursuer, the Shadow. Flinging his gun from shelter in an upward arc, the Shadow follows it, um, follows it. Wendrew, forced to dodge, fires wildly. Smart guess work, Shadow. Figuring me behind the game. No guess work, Wendrew. I heard you pump the commissioner to learn how the cash was coming into town. So, you know that for Cranston. He's down there, waiting for you. The Shadow. He's done for this time. Wendrew twisted in the Shadow's cloak. Amazing how he grabbed that ledge and then up and away before I could glimpse his face. The sound of a trailing laugh, the rising roar of a motor, the Shadow is soaring off into the night, where darkness will serve him as a cloak until crime again challenges his prowess. All right, there we go with that one. I hope you guys, I know you guys have been kind of doing your own thing, but I hope you have been listening enough to enjoy the stories somewhat that we're reading here. Let's see. Let me just real quickly here take a quick peek at. I'm enjoying it, Mike. Roll perception. Or 36. Iron Monroe, the astounding man. Iron Monroe, Jupiter colonist, heads back to the giant planet in a super spacecraft to rescue his people. Spencer Carlisle, his Earth friend, with him. Their ship hits an asteroid and they find themselves in a new universe. They drive off strange enemy ships, but as their power gives out, a larger fleet returns. Iron, can't we send a beam to that sun for power? Hmm. It's too far away. It would never bring us power in time. Then we are as helpless as Jupiter. No, Earth saw us hit the asteroid, and they will use our plans to send a second ship. Jupiter is saved. Unnoticed by the two men, a strange fleet has attacked the disk fleet. Yeah, those things that look like hats. uh, Look, Spence. The disk ships are being attacked. A mighty battle is fought, and the mysterious ships are victorious. Spence, Spence, there are some of the dead enemy. By space, what a horrible creature! A crew of the vanquished disk ships. Iron, one of the strange ships has come alongside. How can we tell them we need power? Hmm. Watch. I think I know a way. Ian Monroe sends over an electric light bulb burning dimly to show their power is low. That is electric, and that the cable will carry it. Hmm. That did it. That did it. Power's coming over fast, and so is someone from that ship. Put a necktie on, Iron. We've got company. A lovely young lady there. Well, I'll be. It's a girl. You should have put on that necktie. Marie Mike. Marie Mike Power. Um, hmm. They're just like us. We'll have to learn their language. That old boy with the crayons looks like an artist, but why an artist here? And so, for many days, the Earthmen concentrate on learning a new language, while the ship in tow of a friendly warship proceeds to Magya. Magya. At last, they can speak easily with their saviors. Ayamento Rail. Countless thousands of years ago, my people, the Magayans, lived on another planet in another space. We built a great civilization and prospered until the Teflons, a half-goat people from the hot lower regions, began to attack us. We fought them for 2 centuries, but they advanced faster than we did. In science, to save our race, we took the pick of our people, put them into spaceships, and destroyed the continent, hoping to destroy the Teflons with it. We did, all but those who were in the disc ship they had built. So these two warring factions had basically the same idea on how to escape. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Deep into space, the battle continued until, intent on the conflict, the two ships struck a mass of rocks in space and were hurled into this universe. We landed on separate planets, and as soon as we had grown strong enough, continued the war. They destroyed our capital cities 4 centuries ago and stole the data plates on which were the coded directions for returning to our planet. We must destroy the planet Tefel. Hmm. Yes, the hordes must be destroyed. Oh, here we go. Hey, um, here we go, Rick. If you're still here, it's a very similar plot that we read a while back in the Zatara story about people from another dimension, another universe, coming to another universe and just getting one side of the story and automatically deciding that the side that, albeit in this case, there's a little bit more justification as the enemy did attack them first. So yeah, there's a little more justification here. But anyways, continuing on, we must recover those plates. Don't you see the continent they destroyed so long ago was Mu. These are Earth people. We are descendants of the survivors. Iron and Spence return to the planet Magia with Anti-Rail's patrol. Soon they have all the planet's industries at their command. A huge transpond beam projector is set upon one of Magia's two moons and brings back power from the sun beyond the Magian's wildest dreams. Iron Monroe's vast new knowledge brings new hope to the people of Magia. The destroyers are equipped with transpond beams and momentum drive. Wow, some real technically sounding material here. Huh? Yeah, I am still here. Yeah, I mean, don't know if you see any similarities to when we read that Zatara story that one time, Rick. Hmm. You have saved our people. Say that when Tefl is destroyed. We can only hope that the Teflons don't know what we are doing. Alone at his work, Iron gets visitors who cut their way in with their mite guns, shooting liquid iron. Hey, what in the universe? 3 times as fast as the intruders, Iron overcomes the first but the other to leap on him. What the devil are you? We are sent from Tefel to bring you back with us. Come or die. I had heard you were that daring. You win the first round. Let's go. Would Iron Monroe surrender so easily without something up his sleeve? See next issue of Shadow Comics. There's Nick Carter, Super Sleuth. I'll find the Doc Savage story and then finish everything up here. Let's see. Maybe a little, haven't been paying a lot of attention. Yeah, I know, because Elk and Spoon are sitting there doing their own thing, and I know that can probably, that's kind of, they haven't even really been trying to pay too much attention to what I'm doing. They're just doing their own thing. Frank Merriwell at college. Cap Fury. Actually, I'm gonna turn some music on for a moment because I think I can make some lighting adjustments now. I have headphones plugged in, and I was making something to eat. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to put some music on for a moment so I can make some lighting adjustments here. I'll be back in a few moments, though. All right, I'm back now. Let's see. All right. So, anyways, let's continue to trying to find Doc Savage here. And the last story we'll do tonight, then we'll do this day in each history and wrap things up. Circle J. Here we go. Doc Savage. Here we go. Yeah, that stuff looks kind of scary. Whoa, you got some hanging corpses there. Death stalks the Arkansas swamp, where a government flood control project is underway. Clanking noises, horrible screams, and men disappear in the night, only to be found dead with the mysterious sign of the Crimson Serpent on their bared chest. Ooh, quite grotesque here. Chief Engineer Bill Craig and his men find another body in the swamp. This outrage must be stopped, and I know the one man who can do it. Who is that, Bill? Hello, long distance. Connect me with New York. I want to speak with Doc Savage. But Doc Savage, the man of bronze, is not at his New York office. Monk and Ham, two of Doc's trusted assistants. Monk and Ham. Now that's a pair of interesting names. Now, of course, we do know of another character named Ham, who's an assistant, Patty O'Day's camera guy, and the Patty O'Day features in the Fox, I think in Wonder World at once. In a Chicago hotel, Doc receives a call from Monk on his ultraviolet ray receiver, which is built into his wristwatch. Some ingenious stuff here for the time. Over his regular radio, he receives the report on the mystery of the Crimson Serpent. Very well, Monk. Take the dirigible and meet me here in Chicago. Then we'll head for Arkansas. Suddenly, the secret blue stone in Doc's ring glows. It warns him that his messages are being intercepted. The peculiar gem is sensitive to electrical currents. Doc crashes into the adjoining room and finds the interceptor. A wire leads to an open window. As Doc traces the wire from the interceptor, shadowy figures sneak up behind him. It's broken here. Okay, Doc. You're coming with us. With a fast move, Doc clicks off the lights and barges into the thugs. Whew. He, uh, whew. He fights like a wildcat. But we got him. Let's go. The thugs arrive at a deserted warehouse. Take him upstairs. I'll stand guard. Okay, John. The, the kidnapped man is taken to Fletcher Carter, chief of the gangsters. Good work, boys. We'll get rid of Doc Savage. The other boys will take care of his assistants when they arrive in the dirigible. But a small transmitter concealed in the sack picks up Carter's words. Removing his clever disguise, Joe turns out to be none other than Doc Savage. We'll fly down to the swamps and tell the boys everything's okay. It's Joe. The guy downstairs must be Doc Savage. Fools! Go get him, quick! Trying to catch me in a trap, huh? They're not fast enough. Not finding Doc at the airport, Monk and Ham go to his hotel suite. He's not here either. A man of bronze returns to find his assistants waiting in his hotel room. Hello, Doc. We were looking for you. No time to waste. Let's get to the airport. Doc Savage and his two assistants take off in their dirigible. Carter and his gang arrive at the airport. Ha! Those time bombs should go off soon. A terrific explosion and the airship is seemingly enveloped in flames. That's the end of them. Come on, boys. But Carter was mistaken. When Doc boarded the dirigible, the secret meters registered the presence of the bombs, which were made harmless to give Carter the impression that they were killed. The man of bronze set off an explosion outside the ship, then disappeared in a cloud of chemically made smoke. Now, Doc Savage, quite an innovative man there, quite creative there in how he deals with criminals. All right, so I can see Carter. I can see Carter's plane clearly through these special glasses. We'll follow them to Arkansas. Later that night, Carter's plane lands at the secret airport in the swamp. Doc's airship lands nearby. Shh! You hear that clinking noise? Yeah, that's what Craig told us about. I'll trail the noise. You two follow Carter. Okay, okay, Doc. Doc follows the clanking noise and finds a column of men marching in ancient Spanish armor. Ancient armor and an ancient castle. The beats that this beats everything. After rushing back to the airship, Doc returns with several packages. He works hurriedly outside the castle walls. Now to get inside and see what's going on. Inside the castle, um, the, the idea of dressing the men in armor will make the natives think the castle is haunted. In the crimson serpent will keep the government men from flooding our hideout. We just captured Doc Savage's two assistants. What? I thought they were dead. Take them to the torture chamber. Speak, you baboon. Where's Doc Savage? Is he alive too? You can't make me talk, you skunk. But at that moment, Doc Savage removes a pellet from his equipment vest and flings it into the torture chamber. The pellet releases a gas which momentarily blinds Carter. Brains and bronze here at work. Doc shows Monk and Ham what he had previously discovered. This castle is a criminal stronghold. They keep their loot here until they can sell it. And those presses are turning out phony money. So these guys are counterfeiters, huh? A scream of agony reaches their ears. Help! Help! They're torturing a girl. We're right behind you, Doc. Look, we're trapped. At last, Doc sees the deadly implement which leaves the mark of the serpent on its victims. So, I have trapped the great Doc Savage. I shall kill each one of you with the crimson serpent. While Carter gloats, Doc is busy attacking one of his gadgets to the attaching one of his gadgets to the electric wires. Forward charge, men! Scale the walls! Suddenly, a terrific explosion occurs outside the castle. Sounds of an attacking army can be heard. We're being attacked by the army. Quick, man the walls. I blew the electric fuses. Now we can raise the gate. Carter discovers the equipment which Doc had previously arranged. We've been tricked. This phonograph amplifier must have been set by Doc Savage. Yeah, the bombs too. But how? Simply by borrowing some of your electricity for my remote control device. He's free! After him, men! He went into the dungeons, quick! We're trapped! Now, young lady, who are you? I'm Consuela Manresa, secret agent of the Spanish government. De Soto Spaniard, the Spanish government, De Soto, a Spaniard, smuggled all the ancient armor from our museums. During the war, I trailed them here, but was caught. Well, you'll get all your armor back, and the loot will be returned to the proper owners. Let's go to the government camp now. At the engineers camp. Thanks to you, Doc. The mystery of the Crimson Servant is solved. Yes. You can continue with your work now. Send the police to pick up the thugs. Back in the airship heading for New York. Say, Monk, when they tortured you, I'll bet you wished you were back in the trees with your ancestors. Oh God. Oh, ouch. And so ends another chapter in the startling life of Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze. Follow the remarkable man and his assistants in another amazing episode in the next issue of Shadow Comics. And we're just kind of Betty Coed. Mark the Match Boy. Now, some of these features we might, depending upon, obviously this book we're going to probably focus mostly on, of course, Shadow, Doc Savage, and Iron Monroe till they run their course. I think Iron Monroe is, or not Iron Monroe, but Doc Savage is getting his own book after issue 3, I guess. Oh, there we go with that. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the stories tonight. We kind of covered 2 months worth of material there, as it were. So now what we will do, of course, we'll start to wrap things up. We're already at 2 hours and 12 minutes, so a little longer than I'd hoped. But Man of Bronze versus Man of Steel, who wins? I would think in this case Man of Steel, but then again, you don't know. It's hard to tell because Doc Savage, he uses his brains and his brawn quite a bit. He, in some ways, it may be almost like dealing with a combination of Superman and Batman. When Superman would have to face him, so he'd not only have to face elements of himself, but also maybe of Batman as well. So. Is Doc Savage written by Americans? I believe so. I think. Let's see. I think they said that Lester Dent, I think, was the guy who created him. So I think he might have been an American. With that, let's see. So anyway, today is Friday, June 14th, 2024. So let's go ahead and get ready to take a look back at this day in Nietzsche history. History! Alrighty then. So first off, we're going to head back 40 years ago. As on this date, 40 years ago today, on this date 40 years ago today, the 375th issue of Batman went on sale on this date back in 1984. It sold for 75 cents. Was had 36 pages, 23 of them the main story. The story title was The Glacier Under Gotham, written by Doug Mensch. Don Newton did the penciling. The inking done by Alfredo Alcala. Todd Klein did the lettering, and then Adrian Roy did the coloring. Story featured, of course, Batman, Robin, Alfred Pennyworth. Of course, it's all Earth 1 Batman. So Commissioner Gordon, Vicky Vale, Harvey Bullock, and Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze was the villain in the story. So with that, let's get ready. So 40 years ago today, the 375th issue of Batman went on sale on newsstands on this date back in 1984. Now moving ahead to 1994. On this date in 1994, Harry Mancini passed away at the age of 70. Harry Mancini, of course, was a famous composer and conductor. Most cartoon fans remember he's the one who did the Pink Panther theme. You know, the do 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 do. He also did work on The Great Mouse Detective and Tom and Jerry the movie. So on this date, 30 years ago today, Henry Mancini, American composer and conductor, passed away at the age of 70. Now, of course, moving ahead to 2004 here, as soon as I can find it. All right. Dead ant. All right. Anyways, all right. Moving ahead now to 2004, 20 years ago today. On this date, 20 years ago today, the night after the Bad Blood pay-per-view, WWE held its Monday Night Raw event from the Nutter Center in Dayton, Ohio. See the show. After a Raw of unprecedented length, the last man standing was Chris Benoit. The six-man tag elimination event, the Rabid Wolverine survived the loss of teammates Edge and Chris Jericho and outlasted Evolution after Batista fell to a triple team and Flair tapped to the crippler crossface. The World Heavyweight Champion went one-on-one against Intercontinental Champion Randy Orton. After a vicious exchange, Benoit bested Orton with a sharpshooter. Fewer than 24 hours after their brutal Hell in a Cell battle, Triple H and Shawn Michaels seemed prepared to shake hands in the center of the ring. It would have been a fitting and respectful end to a long rivalry. Instead, Kane crashed the scene, crushing HBK's throat with a wedged chair. Kane laughed, and medics tried to help Michaels through an ugly, graphic, and delicate situation. And out of either disbelief or indifference, Triple H backed away and left rather than come between the monster Kane and his unsuspecting prey. The game wasn't done, though. He took the time to shower Eugene with gifts, befriending and bewitching his announced opponent for next week's Raw in Chris Jericho's highlight reel. Lita released some pent-up emotion in a mixed tag match, blasting women's champion Trish Stratus with a DDT to pick up the win on behalf of Matt Hardy. All right, so that was pretty much all that happened there, of course, and basically we don't necessarily, pretty much went over the highlights right there, the summary of the show. So that happened 20 years ago. That was the night after. That was the night after. That was the night after Bad Blood pay-per-view. So Mancini also did the Newhart theme. Yeah, he did. I think he did a number of TV themes and all that. Sing My Dead Ant Comet like you would the Pink Panther. Dead ant, 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 dead ant. You feel an urge to speak. Okay, never mind that. All right. So, anyways, on to the final piece of niche history before we head out here. On this date, 5 years ago today, the following anime movie, Satellites for Whom the Alchemist Exists, and A1 Pictures' Uda no Prince-sama Maji Love Kingdom, both premiered in Japanese theaters on this date back in 5 years ago, 2019. So 5 years ago today, back in 2019, Satellites for Whom the Alchemist Exists and Uta no Prince-sama Maji Love Kingdom from A1 Pictures, both premiered on this date in Japanese theaters 5 years ago today. So with that, I thank everybody for being here tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. We'll be back here, of course, back here Sunday. I send out the links Sunday morning to afternoon. So with that, I hope everybody enjoyed the show, and with that, I will see you all on Sunday. Bye.